Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So in front of us is the 2023 BMW X7 xDrive40i. It's finished off in a Brooklyn gray metallic, and we'll go over the MSRP once we go over all the specs and features for this sporty style SUV from BMW. Now this model also has the M Sport and M Sport Pro package, as well as a few other goodies, which I will go over. So underneath the hood, this has the 3-liter twin-power turbo inline 6-cylinder. It is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and this pumps out 375 horsepower, 395 pound-feet of torque, sent through that xDrive all-wheel drive system. It will propel this 5,300-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. It also has a top speed of 155, and you'll expect to see around 19 miles per gallon in the city, 24 out on the highway. So for the all-new 23-year model, you'll notice right off the bat there is a split design for these LED headlights, high beams, and then the DRLs and the turn signals in the upper section. I personally think that is a really nice look. And a part of the M Sport package, this has the Shadowline package. So it's all the gloss black that you see up front. It's surrounding the massive kidney grille, which also has the active grille shutters. There's a forward-facing camera, parking sensors, the adaptive sensor there for that cruise, even large inlets on both sides, more sensors on each side there, and then some really nice lines coming down the hood. I think pretty much on any BMW model, you have to get that Shadowline package. It really makes that front end stand out that much more. Now this also has the massive set of 22-inch wheels, finished off in gloss black with the M Sport brake calipers. There's more of that trim in the lower section. This has the two-tone design for those power folding side mirrors, which have the turn signal, camera as well, full panoramic sunroof, and then all of the gloss black that you see up top. And there's some really nice lines that run down the side too, just underneath the height of that door handle. I think it has a great side look to it for being a little bit stretched compared to the X5. Now it has a body colored spoiler with that brake light, wiper blade, backup camera with all these sensors, even a really nice set of LED taillights. You'll see more gloss black down below, and then we have that dual exhaust, which if you do remote start it, which you can with the key fob, it's not very loud, so you really can't hear it unless you are under acceleration. You'll see more bodywork in the lower section. And this can even tow right around 7,500 pounds when you have that properly equipped, of course, which is very impressive. Now, as we move on to the rear space now, we have the split design for the power liftgate, and I'll call it the power tailgate there. With the third row up, you can see some of my items here. You still have a little bit of space where you can put some things as needed, but you can also adjust all of these seats individually, and there's a max person and max storage button. So if you push on max person, all of the seats will come up. Storage, of course, will fold the rears down and the front seats forwards. The front seats don't actually fold completely flat, but then you can do all of them individually as needed, which is really nice to see. And then for the tailgate section, I'll call it, you don't actually have to push on those buttons to close it. You can if you'd like to, but you can just push on one button there and it will close both of those as needed, which is really cool to see. And as we hop into the back, unfortunately you can't lock and unlock this with the back door handles. I know some models you can, so it would be nice to see, especially for this price point. Now the door panel has solid leather. We have that adjustable sunshade, which is automatic. So it's one of these four. The other one is over there. And then we have the sunroof and the third row that you can adjust all from there. This has the interior ambient lighting, and then the solid black leather seats with the captain's chairs. As soon as I grab that tab, you'll see the front seat move forwards. Only then will this seat start to move forwards. So that way we can gain access into this third row. You can also use these controls right here to raise and lower some of these seats. So that is nice to have. And as you can see, I hit that control to where now that is going down, and then you can easily bring it back up using that same control. Now you have an armrest here, more of that ambient lighting. And then this even has heated third row seats, as well as all of the climate adjustments, which is pretty cool to see. This has Alcantara for the headliner, good visibility out of both sides. So it's a nice place to be. At 5'10", I could easily ride around in that third row. And then if we put this seat back into its position, you will see it start to slide back to its position. And then we can hop into this second row where we have the captain's chairs, which is of course nice to have. More climate adjustments, heated just like the third row. A little bit of storage with some auxiliaries and cup holders. And then you can even attach some tablets on the back if you want to and charge them, which is nice to have. You can get another look at these captain's chairs, which are automatic. So we have those adjustments on the side so you can recline and incline. Definitely very roomy for the second row. Now as we work our way to the driver's seat, we have all the window adjustments, even a sunshade control. This has memory seating adjustments. You can even adjust some of the other seats by using those icons, more wood trim, and then of course the same design for these front seats. Now if we hop into this, we have the M Sport steering wheel, which is solid black leather and a lot of brushed aluminum accents. But let's fire this back up so we can go through the rest of this information. You'll see volume and tuning as well as Bluetooth and voice commands. And then this button right in the middle will go through all the info that you can scroll through within the digital gauge cluster. So you have quite a lot that you can see, which is nice to have. And then I can go over to layout where there's a few other settings just depending on how you would like to see this info being displayed. The last one is for the head-up display. So we have the standard view, there's directional view, which adds the compass, sport view adds a tack, and then reduced view is the same as standard, just in a different design. This left side has all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings, and then we have the paddle shifters, of course. A little bit of storage to the left side, along with all the headlight and parking light adjustments. We have the Harman Kardon sound system as well. And then you have quite a lot of info to go through within the infotainment system. You can see by pushing on those 4 squares, look at all these icons to scroll through. You have the interior lighting, your climates, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You have everything that you need to configure and get into. There's also shortcuts to music in your phone. You can pull up the nav in full screen. And then back on the home icon, you can scroll through all of this just to get to all this information a little bit quicker. You can even add info as needed. Now, if you haven't been able to tell, the climate adjustments in the lower section are fixed. So you will always see those, doesn't matter what you're on in the upper screen. So you can get to your heated steering wheel and seats, ventilated seats, climate adjustments, and then all the passenger adjustments are on that other side. There you can see more wood trim surrounding that. X7 is also illuminating, which is really cool. You'll see 2 air vents in the middle, power and volume for the radio and tuning. And then if I open up this cover here, wireless charging with some storage, 2 cup holders, and some auxiliaries where you can charge electronics. You can even use that infotainment system with the rotary dial and all of the shortcuts in front of it. So you can quickly get into all this information just depending on what you're doing. This even has the air ride suspension, so you can raise and lower it as needed. We have the parking sensors as well as traction control, and then a few different driving modes. So we have sport mode, which changes everything to red. There's also comfort, and then eco pro. And then to take a look at the backup camera, we can just use the shifter, push it forwards, and now we have this view with some shortcut icons. You can even pull up additional views just by clicking on all of these. And then you have even more visibility surrounding this entire vehicle with a top-down view as well. So you have no shortage of visibility. You have drive and sport mode, and then park is on the back side. There's also the e-brake there, and then a little bit more storage in this center armrest with some auxiliaries, and then the glove box has an ample amount of room. We can take another look at the full Alcantara headliner, and visibility is pretty easy to see. It's a long vehicle, but that really doesn't hinder any of your visibility. But now let's go ahead and get this out on the road. And from second gear, here we go. So it's not a performance style, it's not loud, it's not crazy fast, but this would probably be the option I would go with unless I truly wanted the M50i, which again is going to cost a lot more than this. It's probably gonna hit triple digits. So for under 100 grand, you have so many different options that you can go with for the X7. If you want just a basic style, or you wanna add 12 grand worth of options like the one that we are in right now. It can suit your needs based on your budget. Now, it's still a lot of money, obviously, but for the cost, I think it's probably one of the best 3-row SUVs that you can buy for under 100 grand. You get a BMW, you get their reliability, which is nice because BMW has been in the top contenders for reliability for their newer models, which is of course nice to see. And you can say you own a BMW, but with that, you get a very comfortable vehicle to drive. It is so smooth, very quiet on the interior. You can't even feel these shifts. They are very, very minimal, so it's almost like it's one gear. You don't feel the shifts, which is nice for this style of vehicle. It's not performance oriented, so you don't need to feel that drama for this kind of vehicle. And it has so much space, a lot of good tech. This screen, the all-new screen that BMW has been incorporating into a lot of their models, looks great inside this X7. It looks very proportional, especially for the size of this vehicle, the dash, how it's integrated. I think that is a nice touch. But aside from that, not much else to talk about. It's truly a nice full-size 3-row SUV. But I think that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 BMW X7 xDrive40i. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Be sure to check out their website. That link is down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.